Hey Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for Spiegelmon Scraps to show you how I use this Oh What Fun sequence along with some new shimmers that's in the store to create this Christmas layout. I painted my own little Christmas tree and then I decorated it with sequins. So unfortunately, in order to play around and experiment first, I had already pre-mixed this. And so what I was showing you just now was that I had the, it's called Bluegrass Shimmerz, and I mixed it with some of the Frostbite Vibes. They're both new in the store, and I just mixed them together, and I wanted a little bit less green and a little bit more of a blue hue to complement the green that was in the papers that I wanted to use. And literally all I did was I dipped my paintbrush in and I drew out strokes that look kind of like a mustache, and I layered lots of green mustaches on top of each other to create the Christmas tree. And you can see how that sort of looks like the Christmas tree that's in the picture. Now that is all very much the same green, and I wanted a little bit of variation to that and add a few other hues of green. So what I did was I cleaned my brush, and then I took this little Shimmerz pot here, which is also one of the new colors that's in the store, and this Shimmerz is called Key Lime. And so I just dipped my brush and I put in some hints of green lime, key lime on top of the already painted Christmas tree, and just kind of added some variegated hues of green to the tree for just a little bit of visual interest and variety to that tree. And that, ladies and gentlemen, probably just ladies, is my home painted Christmas tree. And I was pretty stinking pleased with how that turned out. So what I did with the leftover shimmers is, you can't waste your shimmers. I just painted a couple of 4x3 cards, and those will probably feature in my December daily. So I have this new die. The theme this month is to use tools, and so I used my Big Shot. That's the tool that I used, as well as my paintbrush, and I cut out Christmas. So the die comes with 2 bits. You've got this sort of fancy schmancy Christmas, and then a sort of plain Merry. And I left the Merry because I decided I wanted to stamp a sentiment. And this other tool that I'm using is my oh so trusty scissors from Fiskars. I didn't have enough of a shim in this, and it's a very, very thick cardstock because it's the shimmery cardstock. And so I just used yet another tool, tool time, ladies, and used my X-Acto blade here to cut out Christmas just to get the clean edges. And instead of using the Merry that comes as the other part of the die, I used a stamp and stamped Have Yourself a Merry Little, and you can see that stamp set there from Hampton Arts. So I have these 2 pictures. Every year my kids swim a championship winter swim meet. My kids are both swimmers. You probably know that by now if you follow me. And on the Saturday of the swim meet, the kids get all dressed up, and there's a little Christmas parade, and Santa shows up. And so this is my daughter and one of her swim friends posing in the hotel with their Christmas gear on, ready for their parade. And there's one nice picture. And of course, at this age, when there's one nice picture, there also has to be one funny picture. So those are the pictures that I am scrapbooking. And I have this scrap of paper from, it's an old Pink Fresh Studio, and so I wanted to fussy cut this little bear with his stack of presents and put that by the tree. I didn't put a whole lot on this layout because I really wanted the emphasis to be kept on the pictures and the painted Christmas tree from the Shimmerz that I used. as well as the sequins that I used to decorate the tree. I will tell you that I toyed with the idea of running some twine for some tinsel on the Christmas tree, but really you lost the effect of the tree, and sometimes less is more, and so I went with the less is more. So you can see the fussy cut little bear in there. And I got sorry, it's not Spiegelmom scraps, but I did get another gold sequins. I have white, but I didn't want white on white. I wanted the gold. So I got that from an old Cocoa Daisy kit, and topped my tree with a gold star there. And then I will, in order to get all the alignment of everything right, I am going to stamp before I actually put much more down on this layout. I did want a little bit of extra color on the layout, not a whole lot, and so I found these papers from Lawn Fawn, and I used 2 of the tags just to back the picture. Originally they were just going to be tags as decoration, but I decided that I want to tell the story, but I didn't want to journal on the layout, and so I needed somewhere to put some hidden journaling, and so both of those tags you can actually pull out, and you'll see how I created the pocket just with some adhesive. And I saved those little triangle bits that you can see there, and you'll see, actually I end up doing this off camera. There's a huge white space up the top there, and so I used 3 of those little triangle bits up the top to just sort of provide some further embellishment to this layout. So I am going to commit to these things. I ran my little bear there through the sticker maker, my Xyron sticker maker. And I'm just going to stick him directly down because I know I want to put the sequins like little balls on the Christmas tree. So I want everything down, and then I'll put the balls so that I don't end up having sequins on top of things that aren't going to work and make it a little lumpy for me. So I put Christmas down for my title, and then I'm going to stamp just in black in VersaFine the sentiment there. So you can see I've pulled the sentiment off to just try and get the spacing, and I'll pick that up, that stamp, with my acrylic block, pardon my head, and just finish off this sentiment there. The adhesive dried before I had actually got it stuck to the page, so I had to put a little extra adhesive. And this is where I'm just going to take my ATG to stick the pictures together, and then I'm going to get some double-sided adhesive. This is from American Crafts, and you can see it creates a pocket, and it's the perfect height for those tags to sit in there. I love this adhesive, but sometimes I struggle getting the backing off of it, so that's why that's taking so long for me. So I hope you were all able to take advantage of the 40% off discount that Jody had during Cyber Monday week. If you did not, if you use the code Suzanna, SUZANNA 15, you can still take 15% off with your shopping, and hopefully there's still some of the new goodies left. Jody was one of the first retailers to get the new Shimmerz goodies in store. And now I'm using some of the Spiegelmom Scraps Special Sequence collection. This is one of my absolute favorites from her November releases, and it's called Oh What Fun, and I am just going to use that to decorate my Christmas tree. I've had the opportunity to decorate several Christmas trees this year, and it's been a lot of fun. And after I figure out where I want them to be, I'm just going to do as I always do with my Scotch Quick Dry adhesive in the fine line applicator, and just stick those down. I will first get this glue dot to stick down that big gold star on the top there. Maybe if I can pick up the glue dot. What I like about the glue dots for those bigger sequence pieces, the stars in particular, is that they're a little bit raised off the page, and so it fills that gap and still allows you to maintain that 3D dimension that's to them. So after I apply all of this sequins onto my Christmas tree there, I am going to just put a little something else onto the layout. I have a bow. It's Maya Road twine that I had picked up from somewhere. I had tried it on a kit. I can't remember. It was probably a Cocoa Daisy kit, and I didn't like it. So I always save those pre-tied bows, and I ended up finding a good use for it on the top of those tags there. Now, I like the layout very much, but it just needed something to sort of close it off. So I used a pen, and apparently when I first did it, I used a somewhat dying pen. And so I just drew a black line all around the outside edge there to just kind of contain the layout and give it a defined beginning and end. So that, my friends, my fellow sequence followers, is my painted Christmas tree with some sequins embellishments. I hope you enjoyed the process, and I hope you're inspired to mix it up a little and mix up some of your shimmers and put some sequins on your layouts. So in a couple minutes, there's going to be some close-ups to follow. Thanks for joining us today, and definitely if you go shopping, use that code Suzanna15 for an extra 15% off. Thanks for joining me. Take care.